Hello, welcome to episode number, I don't remember, somewhere in the late teens of That Floats.
Yeah,
This
we
is,
are late stage adolescence as our podcast goes.
That's right, and this is March 2020, moving right along.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this podcast, Dave. I think we're doing
Yeah, me too.
I think we're having fun. We've got some floaty fans.
A lot of flows. It's extremely lucrative for both of us.
It is. I mean, my Venmo just blows up every day, every time we
Oh,
produce one of
constantly.
these.
Just mailbox money.
That's
Just
right.
Make it rain.
Craig Haskins won on Venmo. Hit me up.
There you go.
But really, how you can hit us up is just shoot an email to show@thatfloats.com, and then you can let us know all of your fun title and closing stories. We've got a couple good ones. Amy, we're going to get to you.
Yep.
Yours is kind of complicated. We need to talk about it, and we need to get you back on this camera. Maybe we can go through some of that stuff. And then we actually have a really good one in Denver. If we can get our people together and get the equipment right, we will do it. Speaking of equipment, Dave, I'm bringing all this stuff on the road with us to Denver, so that should be fun.
Excellent. So how am I going to pack this wall up behind me?
Yeah, we're going to work on a background for you.
Okay, all right.
And me, I'm not digging this. I'm not digging all this. I mean, it's cool. It's Floatville or Floatopia.
Yes.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But, hey, so I just wanted to let you know, music started again. Son of a gun. I hate when you push the button and the music starts again. So I tweeted the other day that our company's order count is through the roof. We're 166 years old this year. I've been here 23, 24 years or something like that. And we have...
Started when you were 5.
What's that?
You started when you were 5. That's
when
good
I was
work.
5, of course. Yeah, look at me.
I'm 30, so.
So 2 highest order counts that we've ever had happened this week. So it's been a lot of fun. So obviously consumer sentiment is great. Interest rates are nuts. Have you been watching the interest rates?
Yeah, they just dropped again today. So 10-year Treasury is under 1%, first time ever.
That's incredible.
Yep.
That's incredible.
I was reading that the new rates just opened up 11.1 million homeowners to refinancing, because now if you do that rule of thumb about 0.75% is what you want to drop to make it worth refinancing, 11.1 million homes just became eligible.
Wow. So that number of a 0.75, so 3/4 of a point drop, you run to refi. That's different in different markets. So for instance, in Wisconsin, it's really cheap to refi. I mean, title's only a few $100, closing's a couple $100. Lenders are very aggressive on their administrative fees, and there's no survey requirement, and there's no mortgage tax, there's no intangible tax, there's no nothing. You have $30 to record a billion pages.
Depending where you are.
Yeah.
And
then you go to Florida. You go to Florida and you've got the taxes, and you've got the title insurance premiums are a little higher. The survey requirements on some properties to get a survey. So 0.75 might be perfect down there, but I mean in Wisconsin we see people refinancing all the time for a heck of a lot less than that. So yeah, it's interesting. Funny thing, Dave. I'm refinancing right now myself. And I emailed my lender yesterday and said, look, did I lock too soon 2 weeks ago? Because everything I'm reading and seeing on the news, fake as it may be, says that it's at the lowest today. And then I locked in 2 weeks ago. And he said, Craig, I'm going to tell you, we raised our rates today to stop the influx of loan apps because we can't handle the volume. And he said, and I have some bad news for you too. And I said, what's the bad news? And he said, we're locked in for 90 days with you. We probably won't close you at the soonest day 80. So just sit still for a couple months. Now, I'm not saying every lender's like that. My particular lender in this case said that they're extremely busy. They artificially raise their rates just to stop the crazy mayhem. They can't staff up fast enough to handle this mass panic. Not mass panic, this mass intro of loan applications. So it's kind of neat.
No. It's not a bad time to be in title right now unless you are the one actually doing the processing.
So that's what I wanted to bring up today and just kind of banter with you on that is title production. I mean, we can't hire fast enough. When I say we, I think I'm speaking for agents and direct shop of underwriters too when I say that first of all, it's very difficult to find
Well,
anybody that
Craig,
knows.
Yeah, in Florida, we run into the same thing because we provide title insurance commitments to our agents as well down there, and we don't write direct, but that's a service in Florida that the agents expect. So we're in the same boat.
Yeah, it's very difficult to. I mean, we're trying to scale up. We've got, I don't know, 10, 15 spots open right now, and I think we had 5 new people.
Yep.
New meaning right out of college, because I'm a big fan of biting the bullet, spending a lot of money up front, hiring a bunch of kids out of college that don't know anything. First day, this is a deed. Here's what a deed does. And then, 6 months to a year later, you might have some, hopefully closer to 6 months, you've got a really smart person that can search, understand some of the terms, and it can at least start working through some of the production woes. So it's definitely investment.
Training. I mean, ramping up is hard.
Sure is.
It's hard to keep, and that's what caused also the claims years of 07 to 2010, where between 2000 and 2007, you had people refinancing every 6 months. Examiners couldn't keep up with all that, and things got missed. I mean, that's volume is a big cause of claims.
So I think the industry is a little smarter now. This go around with this big volume. So hopefully we don't experience that again. But yeah, production's an issue. By the way, Dave, you're familiar with Wayne Stanley and his group over there, Bo Digital?
Oh yeah, big fans. Fans. They do great work.
So I'm going to give Wayne a little plug here. He's, I believe it's April 1st and 2nd in Indy. He's doing his Boom conference where gets everyone together. Yeah, are you familiar? It's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, Elizabeth Berg that works with us has spoken at that before.
And I'm speaking at that on April 2nd, the morning.
So this will be the last one, is what you're saying. That'll be
the last one. I'm going to ruin it.
Okay.
But we're gonna talk about some of this. Some of the hiring and how to fix production. How do you ramp up, and what's your culture like at your office? So I think that'll be interesting. So look at Bo Digital's website for information on that. That'll be fun. But yeah, production is just such a pain right now. So we also have a 90 days heads up that your title people that are experiencing mayhem right now with the sheer volume that unlimited overtime, work as hard as you want, work as much as you want within reason. But we're also letting our closing department know that there's a pipeline, a tidal wave, if you will, about to hit them, and to buckle up. Now, it couldn't be a worse time for this in some areas, because spring in the Midwest, as you know, is when the biggest home sales happen, and
purchase season fires up. You're right.
Yeah, now you've got these 30-minute refi closings that want to book every 30 minutes, every part of the day, in the same workflow as the realtor, home builder type production. It can provide a mess. So I think that's probably what title agents and direct shops are, and then folks like you that do production for agents, are experiencing.
You have to find some kind of shock absorber, because you can't hire up fast enough and train. So something has to give. How do you guys handle it, Craig?
Well, first of all, we try to hire in both recruiting sessions right out of the spring semester of college and then the winter semester in college. We try to get a handful of people right out of school that they don't quite know what they want to do. I don't care what you studied in college. We can probably figure out if you're a good title person or on the closing side of the deal. And yesterday I talked to our production manager, and we're a couple days behind on our order counts. And we grade each of our offices and all of our people by quality and speed, accuracy, keeping our customers happy. And our speed metrics are terrible right now. So I approached a couple of our larger customers yesterday, tail between my legs, saying, we're very sorry. The volume is off the charts. 2 record-breaking order counts today in the history of our very old company. And we're doing our best. We're scaling up. We're hiring. We've got 5 new people started recently. Is that okay? And they said, what do you think it's like on our side? So they said, every time you guys deliver stacks of title work electronically to us, they get printed and stacked on the desk here. Someone has to review them. We don't have enough people. And then poor appraisal guys, they've got to physically drive out and see a lot of those. So it's kind of one of those rare storms where our turn time doesn't matter. I don't know if that's the right term, but it's whether we're under 3 days or over 3 days. I don't think lenders are quite that hot to trot about that anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of market specific because like in Florida, we've got about a 1 to 2 day turn time on our production right now. We don't want to let that suffer, so that's what our agents expect. So that's what we're going to keep maintaining. So if we need more people, we got to get more people.
Yeah.
So it's in that market, it's all about speed, because that's the bar that's been set. But it's a good problem to have because that means you've got more business coming in.
Yeah, it's a very good problem to have. I visited our 6 or 7 Minnesota offices this week, and I came back to Milwaukee, sat down with a couple of our folks on our exec team, and I said, we've got 5 or 6 big problems in Minnesota, but they're all amazing problems.
Yeah.
So we need people.
We don't know where to put all our cash. Yeah.
We don't know where to deposit all this money. No, production issues totally. Everywhere we are. I'm sure I'm speaking for everybody in the title industry right now, is that, like you said, it's a perfect storm. And I believe it'll get worse. Now, this coronavirus, Dave, what do we know about this?
Well, it's either nothing to worry about or this is the apocalypse. There's really it seems like there's no in between. And I think that, this is just me opining on it, but I think we need to take it seriously. But if everyone just washes their hands and avoids putting themselves in situations, what really worries me is who are these people that weren't washing their hands before? I mean, all the soaps being bought out. Why weren't they buying this before? Come on, people.
Right.
We're all in this together. Wash your hands. But I know that there's a few people have bowed out of Springboard for next week as a result. But, I get it. Companies have to do what they need to do to support their employees. And if it means traveling less, then you travel less.
I got the first email yesterday. I was wondering when this was going to come. I mean, we all have disaster recovery in the Midwest for blizzards. In Florida, we've got it for hurricanes, I'm sure, in parts of the country, tornadoes, and out west, earthquakes. What's your disaster recovery plan? We're all familiar with that. I had a lender ask me yesterday, what's our plan for Corona? And frankly, I mean, I'm not sure yet. We're gonna work that through.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we can talk to some of our peers in the industry and figure that out. They're expecting me to submit a disaster recovery plan for how to handle the coronavirus. And I thought that was fascinating. It's the first one I've seen. I'm sure I'll get it from all our major lender customers.
Yep.
But right now, that was the first one, and it caused me to try to figure out how we're going to do this now.
I sent our plan out to our folks earlier this week, and it's based on a lot of the CDC guidelines. And we're very lucky in that we don't interact with the consumer as the underwriter, as Agents National. So we're able to work remotely easier. And in fact, that is our disaster plan for pretty much anything. We're serverless as far as, we go. Everything's cloud-based. So our employees can take their computers home with them. They can, shelter in place if there's a problem here, work from home. But if you're sick, don't come to the office. We get it. So it's, you just have to be prepared for all of those. And, not just coronavirus, but the flu, anything. It's, we're more mobile than we used to be, and that helps businesses. But, consumer facing like you got to close a transaction.
Yeah.
You're going to have physical location for it. So
not only that, but in some of the lenders that use us for centralized everything, they expect us to be able to send a mobile notary, or if you will, a remote closing agent to the person's house on a Friday night to handle closings outside of our normal business hours. So, I mean, when we vet them to make sure they're qualified to do that, we make sure they're licensed and they've got E&O coverage, they've got criminal background check done, and they've been tested and trained on their ability to discuss mortgage loan docs.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Are you going to check
enough
their
now.
immunization schedule now?
No,
do they have the dip-tep?
Right. Yeah. So I mean, now I'm thinking, okay, now we've got to figure that stuff out too. It's not just our folks; it's like anyone that could be in possession of those documents too. It's interesting. I mean, I've got some personal beliefs that I won't put on this podcast because I don't want it to, I don't want to be that guy. But just for a humorous
I know
side,
you believe this is one big hoax and that it's all the media. I'll say it for you, Craig. There you go. That Craig.
like
Craig doesn't believe this is. Yeah.
it's what the Dems, trying to create
Yes.
this thing to beat Trump
Yes.
in the
You're
fall.
just.
I've heard that one too. I'm not
I
saying
know.
that. But I did read something funny today. It said coronavirus preparation to our employees. Please wash your hands as if you've just sliced jalapenos and need to change your contact lenses.
Gotcha. No, that's that's good advice, and this will hit close to home for you. But I know that Tito's just spent the last 48 hours on Twitter making sure everybody knew that washing your hands with Tito's is not Purell.
Really?
Yes, they actually had to do that because apparently people were cleansing themselves with Tito's.
I prefer not to let any Tito's go anywhere except from the bottle to my mouth.
There you go.
Just
there
personal.
You go. Wise move. Yeah, don't bathe in it.
So let's have a Tito's next week in Denver. I'll see you in a few days.
I think that's a great idea.
And not much content in this one. I think it was fun. I think we covered some production. We covered this Corona thing. We've got this figured out. Wash your hands.
Exactly.
People.
It's like riding a bike.
That's right. I will see you in a few days, bud.
Yep. See you soon, bud.
Let the rhythm